Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and we're going to talk today about the astrology forecast for the Twin Flames for the week ahead. And so we start off the week with a very harsh aspect with Mercury square Neptune. And so I do think things have been a little bit confusing, and things are likely going to be a little bit confusing this week. On Tuesday, we have the Sun trine Uranus. We also have Mars sextile Saturn, which I'm digging that energy. On Wednesday, we will have the Sun square the North Node, and so this is a very karmic energy playing out this week. On Thursday, we do have the new moon in Capricorn. I'm looking forward to that for sure. We also have Venus trine Chiron. On Friday, we have Mars trine Jupiter, and on Saturday, we have Mercury entering into Capricorn. And so we're almost out of the post-shadow period of Mercury retrograde. And so the post-shadow period ends when Mercury reaches 8 degrees 29, the degree it was at when it stationed retrograde. So let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about these energies. And so Mercury square Neptune. So this is a very confusing time period. I do think things are very confusing. There's been a lot of miscommunications. I do feel a lot of active throat chakra activations in the collective when it comes to speaking truth. I just feel a lot of upset, negativity, upset, a lot of energies playing out that are negatively affecting our rational thought process, our rational thinking. And so this can affect business dealings. This can affect relationships for sure. But it is this very harsh energy of getting clear and honest. And when I went into meditation to channel this energy, I was shown the Judgment card with the Queen of Wands. I was also shown the Knight of Wands with the Hierophant, kind of floating around in a separate energy. And then the Moon with the Three of Cups. And so this, I feel, is a very strong energy of being vigilant. There are a lot of deceptive influences playing out with the Moon and the Three of Cups. This could mean gossip. This could mean slander. The Moon rules fears and illusions. And so I do feel this is all about ensuring that you're staying grounded. First and foremost, we need to be grounded in reality, so we don't get lost in any potential illusions or delusions this week. I had a Divine Feminine send me a channeled song this morning, and I do feel there's a lot of delulu, like a lot of delusions going on for a lot in the collective right now. And so we need to stay focused. We need to maintain clear and factual communication, so we are grounded in reality. But I do feel there's going to be like a tower type energy playing out on Monday when it comes to any third party exposure. There could be like an awakening and exposure. Judgment is the energy of a judgment call. Awakening, it's like paying the piper. And with that Queen of Wands, this could mean a third-party judgment as well. So on Tuesday, with the Sun trine Uranus, this is going to allow us to be a little bit more open-minded, I feel. The Sun trine Uranus at 19 degrees 13, 19 representing the Sun card, so Leo energy was prominent, and 13 representing the Death card, which is scorpionic energy. And so the Sun is in Capricorn, though, trine Uranus and Taurus. And so Uranus is like the Great Awakener, right? This is a very unpredictable energy. And so all of this energy is building, and it will be exact that day. And so there's potential unpredictable energy and challenges already playing out in the energies. But this is like embracing the unexpected. It's like brace yourself for something very unexpected to play out. But this is very heightened intuitive energy. And I do feel we have the capability to embrace this genesis, this transformative change when it comes to finding ourselves, our true authentic nature. And so we are at the pivot point of this shift in perspective. And so I do feel the Sun trine Uranus is bringing in a radical shift in perspective. I do feel like this wounded warrior energy, this rising like the phoenix energy. I heard the words love, marriage, and rewards, meditating on that challenging aspect, but I do feel we're overcoming obstacles, right? And so although there's going to be unexpected challenges this week, I do feel this is like a reevaluation of some long held assumptions, right? Or like some long held beliefs that are just no longer aligned when it comes to any disruptions playing out. But any towers, any disruptions this week playing out will be like a deeper calling for authenticity. Authenticity, alignment to one's true self. And so I do feel this is a very daunting energy that is going to bring some very significant life changes to the surface that is likely going to invoke some fears, some insecurities this week, but it's going to trigger this energy of being able to feel alive again after a period of time of, I feel, darkness or dark night of the soul. With Mars sextile Saturn, Mars is now in Capricorn, and Saturn is in Pisces, but Saturn is ruled by Capricorn. And so this is about spiritual discipline. I feel it's giving many of the feminines, I feel in the collective, the drive to create that sustenance in their lives. And so it is this energy of feeling alive again. I was shown the world with the Knight of Cups. And so the world is the completion of a cycle, of a lesson, and I do feel major completion of cycles linked to the Taurus and Scorpio axis, as well as the Leo and Aquarius axis. And so we're closing out a significant karmic cycle collectively right now. The Knight of Cups to me is like a new beginning in love, exploring emotional connections in a newfound way. And so I do feel this is giving rise to the masculine, I feel. I was shown the Emperor with the Hierophant. And so this is the pivot point, the crossroads for the masculine to choose to step up to the plate, to step up into that true benevolent leadership as that true Emperor. The Hierophant representing Taurus, traditions, breaking traditions, non-conformity. And so I feel the feminine's kind of working with the Temperance, Knight of Cups energy with this aspect and creating sustenance, right? The feminine has been in this process of the twin flame journey, on this awakening journey, in this process of tempering our soul, right? We've been tempering our soul. We've been going through the verification of the memories and facing the wrath of our shadow self in order to get to the depths of our true desire to find that truth, right? And we cannot find truth without going into the sacred rage and the wrath, right? And so we learn to temper ourselves through our strength and harnessing this sacred anger, this sacred rage, and then bringing ourselves like back into balance in a state of temperance, right? And that is when the feminine is chosen, like the middle path is at that 0 point, that zero polarity. And we've chosen the middle path between the extremes, right? Between the extremes of both the dark and the light. And we've integrated that. And so it is the energy too with the Knight of Cups of choosing a life of service as well. And so I do feel a lot of the masculines are finding their strength. That's going to be key this week when it comes to putting in any effort. That's basically this call to action with no halfway measures is what it feels like. Responsibility and karma were very strong words that came through on the masculine's end. As you sow, you shall reap. And so I do feel the truth will become very evident this year under an 8-year. The masculine will be receiving exactly the karma that is deserved during this very karmic period. And so I just feel this energy of like, paying attention to the details. The Mars sextile Saturn is bringing like a benevolent patience energy to the surface. It's going to allow a lot of us to harness self-control and our determination to progress, to become unstuck, right? Mars is like, hey, I've got a plan and I've got a course of action, and now it's time to take those steps. And so I do feel we're at a very sacrificial part of the journey this week, when we're embracing all of these challenges, kind of like for the greater good. And it's this energy of like 2020 vision. Hindsight is always 2020 vision on the journey, right? And so on January the 10th, we do have the Sun square the North Node. And so this is 2020 vision. It is also the energy of judgment times 2. And so it is the energy of paying the piper, sacrifice, and growth. And so we're going to have the Sun in Capricorn squaring it up with the North Node in Aries. And so the Sun represents our vitality, right? We are also needing to remember we are at the 29 degree mark, the anaretic degree mark of Pluto in Capricorn. And so we are at this major closing of a very painful, transformative 4 years for many of us on the collective, right? And so more throat chakra energy. A lot of us are going to be faced with the decision of a lifetime this week, is what I feel. And the Judgment card also speaks of learning to make judgments based on logical reason, right? And not just outer appearances. And so I do feel victory after a period of sorrow. I feel a lot of the masculines are receiving a higher perspective on the journey when it comes to embracing these challenges for the greater good. We cannot keep deceiving ourselves and others when it comes to outward appearances, right? I'm at this point too where I feel so withdrawn from social media. I do feel this very strong pull to remove myself from social media, from Facebook. I'm just feeling this energy of completing and reaching a processing on my path where social media really isn't serving me moving forward. And so I will definitely make an announcement when that time comes. But I just feel we're all at this process of reaching some type of completion with some type of cyclical pattern that we came here to overcome, that we came here to complete. And so this moment of judgment is also like this moment of awareness, or like an epiphany coming through. And so this is all part of the processing of the awakening as well. And we go through many epiphanies on the journey, many self moments of realizations. And so we're in this this portal energy, I feel, of having the power to make the changes. It's like a make or break energy. But a lot of these masculines fear death and fear change, and that's what keeps them stuck in those familiar habitual patterns, right? And so we also have to learn to control our emotions on the journey. We need to learn to control our emotions and our weaknesses. We need to confront our weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. And so as we go through like the dark night of the soul and the process of disillusionment, a lot of it brings on poor health. I know a lot of people that I've spoken with collectively, we've all gone through a major like health purge of some sort, whether it's like a virus or something recently as well. And so I do feel, though, part of the disillusionment process and the awakening process is a loss of material comfort. A lot of us have to go through the fall of the material world, right? And we have to have that separation from those that we're connected with as well. And so that setback, though, is an opportunity for growth for us to go within. And so I do feel a lot of the masculines are going to be in a state of isolation coming up here. And the Capricorn new moon is also carrying a vibration of judgment at 20 degrees 44. It's the judgment of the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups is the energy of reevaluation. It is a very karmic card as well, separating the true from the false. The Four of Cups is a state of depression, soul suppression, stuckness, right? And most of the collective are in that state of Four of Cups. You look around, right? Most people are living in that vibration of Four of Cups, of feeling depressed. Their soul is suppressed. They're not living their highest reality. It's like they're bored, they're discontent. They're in this Three of Cups energy of masking and like covering things up, not realizing that self-love is the key to releasing that karma, right? And so a major reevaluation, I think, at this Capricorn new moon. I was really connecting to Archangel Gabriel with with that Capricorn new moon energy. And I do feel Archangel Gabriel is working closely with the twins at this point in time, calling those who are ready to hear the truth forward, right? And so the truth will set us free. The truth always sets us free, and the truth will always give us like a newfound sense of life. And so we have to fully awaken to the three states of consciousness. We have man consciousness, we have woman subconsciousness, and then we have child super consciousness. And this is coming into illumination. And so in order to reach the super consciousness, we do have to go into healing that inner child and reconnecting with the inner child. And so a lot of us operate out of the third dimension, man consciousness, man construct, right? Man prescriptions. And a lot of us on the awakening journey, we operate out of our feminine woman subconsciousness, and we tap into the higher states of consciousness, the higher dimensions of reality. And to get into the super consciousness, we have to go into the core of the heart of the child in order to come into that full illumination. And so I do feel, working with Archangel Gabriel, we've got this God power of source coming forward, working through all of us in the collective, right? And so the source energy that works through us is always trying to bring us about into a state of union. So what appears in the physical form to be separate, right? A lot of us are appearing to be separate parts in the physical form, spirit and matter energy, right? I felt strong Virgo energy channeling that. But I do feel like it's an illusion, right? And so I do feel this Capricorn new moon is bringing forward a separation of the true from the false. It's also bringing forward the drive to plant those new seeds, right? To come out of these states of depression, to go through this reevaluation and coming into this illumination. And so I feel as we continue through the week with Venus trine Chiron, this energy this week is very fated. It's very destined. It's allowing us to transform karmic relationship dynamics, these twin flame relationship dynamics, if we have the strength to cut out anything toxic, right? And so with Venus trine Chiron at 15 degrees 33, this to me, I feel, is the devil with the 7 of Wands energy, and the hermit with the 9 of Wands is what was shown to me. We cannot transform relationship dynamics with anybody else until we transform our relationship to ourselves. And in order to do that, we have to take the time to go within, and we have to take the time to understand all crucial aspects of ourselves, right? We have to go through a period of self-development. We have to go through a period of solitude. The hermit spends time alone to go within, to understand the core wound, the wounded warrior, the 9 of Wands. And so the devil and the 7 of Wands, it's like we have to be strong enough to fend away and ward off temptation. The devil doesn't want us to succeed. And so I do feel fated, destined energy moving us forward out of these toxic cycles. And so we have to be willing, though, to embrace emotional vulnerability, right? We have to transform all of these past wounds into sources of empathy and compassion. And we do this by cultivating deep self-acceptance. But we can't reach that state of self-love and self-acceptance if we haven't gone into the state of deepening self-reflection, which is looking at the wounds, looking at the relationships that have wounded us, and any insecurities related to self-worth or any values, right, of self that are being brought to the forefront. So it's going to be a very emotional week, I feel, of turning past pains into lessons. And so this is a crucial time, I feel, for the twins, especially when it comes to healing karmic relationship dynamics and going towards significant soulmates that are meant to come together in union this week. So with Mars trine Jupiter on Friday, this is creating, I feel, for a lot of the masculines, an increased desire to compete, to win, to go for that 10 of Cups. I was shown the Hierophant with the 10 of Cups, and then the Hierophant with the Ace of Cups. It was like flippy floppy. And so there's a couple of energies playing out there, right? Jupiter is all about expansion. And so this is happening at 5 degrees 50. So the Hierophant, the 10 of Cups, and then the Hierophant and the Ace of Cups. And so self-love first and foremost, right, is that Ace of Cups. And the ace always leads to the 10. The Hierophant is about commitment of self, honoring the higher path. Like, that is the highest authority, the Hierophant. There's going to be a lot of crown chakra activations, I feel, with Mars trine Jupiter. I do feel this is going to create like an increased desire of harnessing our drive, our power. Success in war is what I hear, a success in war. And so we are in the spiritual war of a lifetime right now, right? And so this really is creating the maximum abundant energy to work with. It's a surge of cosmic energy coming through on Friday. It's like the tightrope passage, and we're at that crossroads, right? And so personal empowerment, I feel, is going to be at an all-time high. And so I do feel a lot of the masculines are going to be prepared to perhaps maybe take a calculated risk on the weekend. Personal empowerment. I just feel it's a very auspicious time for the twins this week to embrace these higher energy levels and to pursue the new possibilities that are going to lie ahead, right? And so I was shown 444, 727, 1911, 1114, and 044 were big syncs, tapping into that. And so we will close off the weekend. On Saturday will be the last main shift of energies with Mercury entering into Capricorn. And so I just feel this is tempering these unions. There might be communication coming forward by the weekend with Mercury going back into Capricorn. That will be earthly grounded communication. So let's jump in with some cards. I was actually purging a lot of decks that I've got like, if you've seen how many decks I have, guys, I've got like probably 150 decks. So I was in the process of downsizing some decks, and I'm going to make a couple posts on my business page and on my personal Facebook page and advertise some discounted decks for sale that I'm just no longer resonating with. I just don't have the room for it either. But I was encouraged to do the reading today with a couple of the decks that I'm going to be parting with for like a closing message with the deck. So we're going to start off by pulling into the Divine Feminine energy first today. And I'm going to use the African Goddess Rising deck. And I see my light is kind of fading here. Okay. So we're going to use this deck. I was drawn to this deck. I think I've only used it once. The cards are like brand spanking new. But I do feel there's going to be a nice message in here for the Divine Feminine. So we're going to start off and pull into the feminine this week to start. So we're going to see what other messages need to come through for the Divine Feminine Collective. Wounded Healer, Sekhmet. So there's that Nine of Wands. There's that wounded healer energy. And below Sekhmet, we have Queen Nefertiti, which is speaking of alchemy and liberation. So there you got it, Divine Feminine. And so liberation, alchemy, and the feminine is the alchemist. And so I just feel you have alchemized your pain into power. And if you look at Sekhmet, so I'm feeling Leo and Taurus energy coming through with this card very strongly. And so she's kind of standing in the pillars. We got the full moon. It's like this crowning energy. So crown chakra, it's also a 15. Which represents the Devil card in the tarot. So I feel liberation, because this cycle is definitely closing. And so I just feel there's that energy too of crown chakra downloads with the Queen Nefertiti alchemy. So get ready to receive some downloads. Oh, look at that. Soul forgiveness. And that's like soul deep, the journey of the twins. And so I do feel a lot of the feminists have alchemized the energy of forgiveness. But let's see what needs to come through for the Divine Feminine. Messages for the Divine Feminine, please. Naked. Ooh, I'll show you the cards in just a minute, guys. They're coming out like crazy today. All right, bottom of the deck, Cosmic Power. Cosmic Power. And so this is a 2 card. And what fell on the floor was Queen Nandi, Intuition. And I was going to say the 2 energy was feeling like High Priestess. So I just feel like you're grounding in your intuitive knowledge. You're grounding in the etheric cords from the Ascension energy. And you're kind of like manifesting something really, really big here this week, Divine Feminine. So I just feel really lean in to your intuition at this time, because there's a lot of cosmic energies and light codes being grounded. And then we get brazen and naked. Oh, and she's like a mermaid on the card. So that's giving me vibes of like Atlantean memories. But I just feel like there's just a new state of flow coming in is what it looks like. If you see, the emotions are flowing. She's dancing. She's abundant. There's a harvest. Something about Saturn energy as well. So the Mars Saturn energy, I feel there might be like a naked moment with you and your counterpart. But I just feel this is you in your most naked, authentic essence. And I just feel like you're radiating this authenticity right now, which is drawing in a lot of attraction, I feel. Let's dig into the masculine. I chose the wisdom of the House of Night to pull into the divine masculine for the week ahead. Wishing. So the masculine might be wishing, meditating, wishing. So it seems like the masculines are going within this week. 19, there's that karmic debt energy. What day was it that 19 energy was playing out? Oh my gosh, I lost my little sticky note. Let me see, what day was that? Tuesday. So there might be a revelation on Tuesday that will get the masculine to go within. So that's a 25 card. That's a 7. So I do feel like last year, 2023, was a year of a lot of the masculine seeking truth. Kind of looks like these hands are reaching out from under the water. And so maybe the masculine's about to reach that first breath after some underworld shadow work, coming into some truth. The lotus as well. But I just feel a wishing well. The masculine is really wishing, I think, maybe to rectify something, wishing for you. But let's see what needs to come through for the divine masculine. Cycles. Cycles. Oh, cycles, belonging, and the moon. So I feel a lot of the masculines are the House of Night, have been in a home situation and the night energy where it's been dark. There's been secrets. There's been illusions. Maybe the masculine hasn't really been feeling like he's been visible, and the only fulfillment he's been seeking is through alcohol or something of the sort. There's the mirror. And so I just feel the diving into the mirroring energy as well, closing out a cycle, definitely. But let's see what else needs to come through for divine masculine for the week ahead. Fragment. So there's that disillusionment energy coming through very strongly. 15 and the devil. So I do feel there's still some addictions. Yeah, the masculine is still kind of trapped in some type of addictive cycle. The temptation, right, with the pomegranate. Feeling trapped in the crow energy. There might be like a throat chakra activation. I just feel all of this trapped spiritual energy is creating disillusionment. And at the crux of the stuckness is the love that I feel the masculine is afraid to go into the heart and feel, right? And that is the process of letting go. And so I do feel a lot of the masculine still have to release that rigid belief to come into this newfound understanding of the love between the counterparts. So it is a process of transformation for sure, and mending of the heart, right? And then there's that crow with the rigid belief, and then there's that 19, the sun energy. So the masculine is reaching a conclusion. I think a very quick conclusion, and then we conclude with the wishing. And so there's a need to release any denial, right? Is what I feel is the block on the masculines and this week. So let's get a general message for both of the counterparts with the shamanic healing oracle cards. This is one of the very first decks that I ever purchased, I believe, like way back in 2019 at a local metaphysics shop in town. Okay, abundance on the bottom of the deck and the reunion of souls. So that's like a 3 of Pentacles energy coming through, and we get the reunion of souls. And so we gotta clear the omens. We gotta clear the ancestral karma, and that's it, right? So I do feel it's gonna be a very karmic week of shifting from the light into the dark. We're alchemizing these unions, right? And so 13, the death energy, 7 is the mystic energy, and so 1331, look at that, 1331, the mirror and the mystic in between. And so I just feel like there's a very mystical alchemical process taking place this week, and it is a sexual energy that is driving the masculine forward, but there's that sacred rage that is a block for this creative union due to some third party is what I'm feeling. So let's keep going and see what else needs to come through for the twins for the week ahead. Changes. Movement into balance. Oh my gosh, they're just flying out of this deck. I knew this deck was going to give me some good message. Some good messages. Slow and steady. Retreat. Movement into balance. Changes. Okay. Slow and steady wins the race. I feel like Cancer energy there. I do. So changes and retreat, moving into balance, right? And retreat and divine timing. So there's that hermit energy coming through. Retreat, protect your energy, 40. So it's like the masculine is falling, right, from the broken nest or the broken foundation and needing to retreat. I do feel divine timing is at play here. And so this is the ancient memories being restored, the Eye of Horus. And then we get movement into balance and changes. And so that's the temperance energy. So there is a purge. There is an underlying purge still that needs to be released with all of the teardrops as part of this change. And then we see the spiraling with the teardrops here. And so I trust that it's all good, right? Emotions are likely one of our biggest teachers on the pathway to forgiveness, right? So there's a lot of spiritual and emotional growth taking place this week to get us to that ultimate truth, right? And so we have to honor our energy. We have to honor our truth. And if we're not doing that, then we carry a burden, right? And so there is an opportunity for a new day here for the twins to return home. And so it's been a journey, right? A maze, a labyrinth of spirals and finding ourselves in twists and turns, right? And it's been a struggle of mastering the journey of duality as we go through this ascension process. But I just feel like we're at the ending of this very painful death transformation process. So let's jump in with some tarot. Okay. I picked the Voyager Tarot. So it's kind of like cosmic tarot energy. It's different styles. The cards are very different, but I was guided to use this. So we get the Sun in reversed with the Sage of Crystals in reversed on the bottom of the deck. And so this is like the Dark Night of the Soul, the fall from the ego, and then we get dullness or the Seven of Crystals. So that's where the masculine has been, in a state of darkness, in a state of dullness, Dark Night of the Soul, and just fighting this transformation, nail and tooth. Leo energy coming through again there. So let's dig into the divine masculine first. And then we will dig into the divine feminine. So delusion just flipped right out on the desk. Delusion and synergy in reversed. So we get the Six of Worlds in reverse with delusion, the Ten of Crystals. So I feel this energy of strong disillusionment. There's a lack of, like, the synergy is like, wherever the masculine's been at, it's been like Delulu, is what I want to say. There's a lack of working together. There's a lack of partnership. If you look at the synergy card upward, you see two swans, right? Swans mate for life. And when one of the partners dies, the other won't ever mate again, right? And it's kind of the energy of twin flame a little bit. Once you've met your twin and you've had the best, you kind of can't mate with anybody else, right? And so I do feel, oh, bottom of the deck, we get the Fool energy in reverse. Masculines are feeling very foolish, right? And so this is really feeling like a lot of delusions playing out, a lot of people grasping at the masculine, and there's this major disharmony playing out, and then the sun reversed again. So it's like there's a lack of sexual drive, a lack of sexual creativity over there. It's a little bit delusional. So let's see what else needs to come through for the divine masculine. I do feel a conclusion, though, with the 9 of Worlds. And then we get the 5 of Wands in reverse. So that's the releasing of the oppression, or the 5 of Wands in reverse. So the 9 of Worlds is harvest energy too. So that is like the conclusion. And then we get the High Priestess in reversed on the bottom of the deck. So this is like full illumination, like Ace of Wands in reversed of the missed opportunity. And then we get the Man of Cups. So I think he's going to have to surf the roller coaster of emotions this week. A lot of the masculines are riding the waves of emotions as all of this illumination comes to light. Because it's kind of time to reap the harvest, right? So you will reap what you have sown, whatever that harvest might be, right? So I do feel a lot of disillusionment for the divine masculine. Let's go into the divine feminine and see what needs to come through for the divine feminine. Let's cut the deck. Okay. Ooh. We get the moon and art. So there might be a secret move coming on the new moon, new secret creative spark. You notice on this moon we get a wolf. I see a wolf on this, and we get 2 birds flying above. So 2 very enlightened energies that I actually made a post on Facebook. I think it says something like I like to be alone, right? I spend 90% of my time in solitude other than being a parent, right? But it'd be nice to find somebody else that is a loner that wants to be alone with me, right? You know, just silly memes that really are just quick thoughts that pass. But, you know, maybe this is 2 loners coming together, right? The twins, you know, do have very solitary paths until the coming together. But I do feel like this is about maybe an offering. Interesting. Okay, let's see what needs to come through for the divine feminine with the tarot for the week ahead. Art is still on the bottom of the deck and feeler. So this could be a love offer coming in. I really do feel it's like the Child of Cups, the Page of Cups. So there could be a love offer coming in. Let's see what else needs to come through for the divine feminine. Change. Change is upon you. I do feel. I don't know, though. This is very interesting. Okay. 8 of Cups, 4 of Crystals, stagnation and logic. We get the Strength reversed with the Regenerator. So you might really need to sit with, are you ready for this change? Because I do feel there's change and you're stepping into some type of mastery. That's what it feels like. There's like a mastery here, but we get the Strength in reversed, which is Leo energy in reversed, with the Regenerator, the Sage of Cups. So I just feel, this is what I'm feeling. You will not accept anything less than somebody on your level. And so if the masculine is coming in and he's in a state of ego and he's only at the Sage of Cups and you're at the Sage of Worlds and you're at this master energy and you're ready for this change, there might be a lack of regeneration here. But I just feel like the 8 of Cups, you're using your logic this week. You're walking away from anything that's going to keep you stuck and stagnant, even if that is walking away from the counterpart. And so the moon, I do feel you could have a secret offer coming in, and this could lead to a passionate 10 of Cups if somebody could have the courage to come in. That's kind of what I see for the feminine. So I just feel you do need to be careful, though, because not everything is as it seems this week, divine feminine. We're going to close off this week's reading with a love oracle message. So I'm going to get 1 card for the masculine and 1 card for the feminine. What do we got at the bottom? This one's fun. Let's lighten it up this week a little bit. Bottom of the deck, George Michael. Always wake them up before you go. Pay no heed to careless whispers. Family are your band members. Okay, let's get a card for the Divine Feminine first. Let's get a card for the Divine Feminine. And we'll keep it nice and short and sweet and light this week. Keep an eye out for the Zodiacs. I will be starting another round of Zodiacs for January. So be patient for those. I also want to mention, keep an eye out for a join button on the channel and a separate video later today to make some really exciting announcements and changes that are coming. So keep an eye out for that. So message for the Divine Feminine. We get Queen Elizabeth I and Edward VIII. Okay, so Divine Feminine. One night can follow you for the rest of your life. A king is nothing without the woman he loves. Make your own kingdom and choose your own family. So I feel this is a really strong message of, you know, like that one night can follow you for the rest of your life. I know the moment that changed my life forever, right? But I do feel this is a strong message. Like the masculine is nothing without the woman he loves. And so a lot of the masculines are struggling without you in their lives. And they're seeing you make your home, your kingdom, and you choosing your family, your spiritual family. And so I do feel the masculine is struggling without your presence. Queen Elizabeth, have the heart of a man and the body of a woman. Have that Leo heart. Don't be afraid to stand up for what's right. Divine Feminine. I would rather be a beggar and a single than a queen and married. And so a clear and innocent conscience fears nothing, right? And when we go through the purification and we're on the other side, we're clear, we're innocent. Our conscience, you can't get nothing on us, right? We fear nothing on the other side of this. So I do feel maybe the feminines might be wanting to choose to be single rather than be a queen and be married. On the bottom of the deck, Divine Feminine, you get Yoko Ono. And so yes is always the answer. Love is performance art that takes place among the clouds. Isn't that just beautiful for the ascension path of the twins, right? Love is definitely not a dream, Divine Feminine. You can remember it if you want to. Okay, let's get a card for the Divine Masculine, an advice or just like a light-hearted message for the Divine Masculine. Okay, Divine Masculine, you got quite a few here. We get Hugh Hefner, Divine Masculine. Hugh Hefner, Marlene Dietrich, and Oscar Wilde. So, Divine Masculine, make every night a one-night stand. Long-term relationships are great. Have as many as you can. Surround yourself with young partners to stay fit. And so I just feel like the past is catching up with the masculine, right? He kind of had a couple people on the go at once, living life like every night was a one-night stand. I know that's personal for my journey. It's not going to resonate with everybody's journey. Or maybe your masculine has a younger partner, a much younger partner, or maybe you're a younger counterpart. But long-term relationships are great, but we only need to be in one long-term relationship at a time. So maybe that's the masculine learning the lesson of third party. Oscar Wilde says, I can resist everything except temptation. Hearts are made to be broken. True friends stab you in the front. So maybe the masculine is dealing with some gossip or some slander. Maybe he's dealing with some friends backstabbing him. And I do feel sitting in a broken heart, right? Because of all of the temptation that the masculines played into. And Marlene Dietrich speaks of dress for yourself, not for a lover or occasion. And so that's the energy of outward appearances, right? Once you have forgiven your lover, get them to reheat the sin. It's the friends you call after hour that matter. So that's the toxic cycle, right, of the trauma bond, right? Once you have forgiven your lover, get them to reheat the sin. So bottom of the deck for the masculine, Lord Byron. be mad, bad, and dangerous to know. I do feel a lot of the masculines are going to be facing some sacred rage this week. Love will find a way through paths where wolves fear to prey. Friendship is love without his wings. So I just feel the masculine is finding the drive to go forward, right? I do feel extra drive this week, extra potential, and that's what I have. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you'd like to book with me, check out the description box below, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.